Good morning. What is going on, everybody? Welcome on in. Happy Wednesday, July 3rd. We are live for the morning. I figured to go live now because it's a short day. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. Anything could happen, but I doubt things are going to be exciting at the end of the day from like 12 to 1. And I may have to be doing something then anyway. So we'll do a little bit of a stream here this morning for a bit. If anything looks cool, we'll talk about it. If there's anything good, I'm not opposed to new positions today, but I don't think I would be very like. There's got to be, it's got to look really good, essentially. So we'll see. I'm looking at SPY right now, and I guess I should pull up. No, let's go to see how things are shaking out. So here's the Nasdaq popping up a little bit here. The Russell was gapped up a little bit. The Dow, I believe, is up a little bit, but everything's kind of hanging out here. Let's just jump to like a 1 hour chart. Yeah, on the 1 hour chart, there's more interesting of a level on the S&P, I would say. Yeah, here there definitely is something there. All-time highs are up here. We're hit back on June 20th, I believe, Thursday. So kind of a ways to go there, but also a break of this line could signal a push higher. I mean, why not today? Let's check the Dow. The Dow, you just have those weird like upper wicks from a couple of days back, and generally speaking, the consolidation zone right here, and we're trying to break to the north of that, which I agree is nice, but it's just like a little sketchy that today's a short day and we've got these areas. So I mean, I don't know what's going on, Flippa. We got, other than that, I have no open positions right now. Actually, I still have a Netflix, small, that I left on the other accounts. That's a swing from the breakout back on the 14th, which is a while ago. But yeah, I'm still looking for a move. It still looks good. I mean, there's no reason to get out of it. I was forced to get out of my other positions the other day on Friday, but this one I wasn't forced to get out of because the broker wasn't changing. So we're still holding on to it for now. So it's up a little bit, but nothing crazy, but a nice push towards 700 and I'd be out is kind of the plan on that one. Other than that, though, what else is making the move? Jets off of that support level. Oh, the 10-year today is down a little bit. It's down a little bit off of the past 2 days, a little bit. Nothing crazy. The dollar is down a good chunk. Well, the dollar doesn't look too strong, at least the past couple of days, which is probably helping silver. Yeah, silver's up about 3%. Gold's up about 1%. It's helping silver and gold for sure. How about oil? Oil was up earlier yesterday, fell off. Not really doing much. Bitcoin's down again today. Dude, Bitcoin is just looking like it's boring. Super boring. It cannot get going up or even down. And to be honest, it just doesn't have any juice behind it. Tesla has the juice. Holy shit. That's insane. When you look at Tesla's chart, the daily chart, just look at this move. From like 184 or so, not that long ago, to like 237 in a matter of a couple of days. That's crazy. It's like, it's up like 30% from that consolidation, which is crazy. Stronger, it's the strongest, stock the past, week, that's for sure. But coming up into now an area of interest, I would say this is a spot that I would be, I would not be surprised for it to chill out. Whether it pulls back or just consolidates, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the momentum may be starting to fade. So we'll see. But so far, it's so good. Looks strong. I'm not in it, but it looks strong. What else was I looking at? Oh, yeah, AMD had me interested yesterday because I think that this daily chart looks kind of good for a bigger picture breakout. I don't know if I would trade that. I mean, it's not really tradable for me, but I think from a swing trade perspective, it doesn't really meet the criteria. But if I see my setup on the day, like on a day trade, like on the 5-minute chart, then I will trade that on the 5-minute because I do like the look of how it's starting to break out on the bigger time frame. So you have a bigger time frame alignment with if you can get a shorter time frame a shorter time frame setup, at least for me. Weekly crude oil stock exchange, huge drawdowns. But okay, well then maybe we have some opportunity for some action in oil. It's been strong though. Oil off the lows there has been very strong so far. The past month it's been pretty much trending up for a month. All right, let's check our main lists here, or main trade list. Tesla number 1. I'm going to go to the 5-minute charts. Tesla number 1, AMD number 2, Microsoft number 3. I guess I can get rid of that line. The line is kind of not really useful. Apple number 4, which Apple looks... Oh, wait a second. Wait up. Yo, wait up. Look at Apple's daily chart. That chart looks pretty good for a breakout new highs. Now, we got to be careful, but at the same time, if we get a setup, I think we can play. Google, I don't like that. Nvidia, Amazon, So, probably going to be, what about Meta? Probably going to be Apple, Microsoft, AMD, or Tesla today, if anything is looking good. That's at least for me, my thoughts. Tesla looks pretty strong. But you know, I would need to, even yesterday I was looking at it and I just I don't think there really was. There may have been a small setup there, but wasn't really anything that I could have traded. There was nothing super clean for me, just the way that it moved. Because it did spend the majority of the day just consolidating. So we'll wait and we'll see. But next week, there's some employment news on Friday. Next week, which markets open Friday. Next, which is kind of dumb. It's like just, I don't know. Personally, I just think it's like probably better to be closed. But then again, you know, who cares? Not my rules. Next week, nothing crazy until Thursday and Friday. CPI and PPI. So gets more interesting next week. From a news view, yeah, Tesla looks really good, man. New are trying to push up towards the 240 area, which was the high of this morning in pre-market. Tesla had that chart yesterday, dude. I mean, I don't know if it's tradable, and I don't think it really is. But if you had access to after hours and pre-market hours, then maybe it is. But the problem, or not the problem, I mean, Tesla was one of those charts yesterday with the way that it just kind of pushed up and then consolidated all day in like a bull flag kind of looking setup. It was one of those where I was like that's almost a surefire gap up. Just had the feel. Not that I did anything about it. I don't just randomly do that. But it had that feel of like, yeah, that's probably going to gap up, and it did. So not surprised by the strength. But yeah, it's about $1 off the pre-market highs, which is crazy. We'll see if it can break it. I should probably draw a line there just for. I wonder how much action you're going to actually get today. That's my question. Pretty big move up off of the lower wick this morning on Google. Past 10 minutes. AMD just got slapped. Damn, that's a pretty nasty move. How's CRM doing? CRM was a trade that I had taken. Ooh, we like that. top of that consolidation. You had yeah, I like CRM for a move back up to 267. I think that's a good spot if you can break that line. I'll drop an alert on that because I like that. That could be swingable. I think that could be swingable. Let's see. Is it if I let's say I got in, if it broke it, stop loss here? Not really. No, it's actually not. It had to be a tighter stop. So we'll see. We'll see how it sets up if it does. But if it breaks that level, I think it looks like a good trade potentially, even for a day trade. Box in the range, wait for the breakout up or down. Yeah, I mean that's like that kind of is like what I do to a degree. I like to wait for the high to break though. But you can get it can get subjective where you can kind of play the game of like the general range is starting to break on high volume and then go for it, even if the high technically of the range didn't break, because the high could be like an upper wick, you know, in the case of CRM, right? That's what that high is. It's just an upper wick. That like, I don't want to say that you don't, because who knows? It is what it is. But that looks like it's going to break today. That looks like actually very good today. So CRM, if you break, we might be interested in a little consolidation. If you can give us a consolidation for a little bit of a setup of continuation, I would be playing that. I like the look of it though. For Tesla, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, just one of those to me that was like, the hunch was like, yeah, probably going up tomorrow. Probably gapping up tomorrow. Should I be careful though today, because you know you do have the potential for like it to be a nothing burger of a day, where day before 4th of July, you know, do we really think that SPY is going to break out to all-time highs today? It could, but if it does, probably won't happen on high volume, you know. And then if that's like, well, do you want to bother with that? It's like, I don't know. So be cautious about that. I'd prefer the individual stocks right now in this situation, because if you're going to get movement, there's a much better chance you'll get it on an individual stock that has relative strength versus the S&P, versus trading the S&P, which may not have a lot of strength. Just maybe just, you know, quiet, not a lot of volume. But we'll see. Tesla going for the 240 area. It's getting closer. But yeah, today, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't want to be, I don't want to waste too much time. Well, if, you know, I don't think we're going to get much today, but you never know. That's why you watch. But Roblox looks pretty good. That actually looks like an interesting trade, because they've got a gap to fill right here. Oh, look at that. Roblox could be a good trade to the upside for anyone who's looking for something juicy, maybe. Yeah, I mean, above the 3780 area, you got higher lows pushing up into that level, and then you've got a gap to fill to about, what is that gap to fill? To about 3850, 39. Could be something. I think Apple might have a little something right now as I speak. Why I'm saying that is because Apple's breaking out over the bigger, oh fuck, that's a 4-hour break. Yeah, I like the look of that chart. But then you go to the 5-minute and you go, I don't know. But bigger picture, Apple is like teasing a bigger breakout because it is breaking to new all-time highs today. So Apple is number 2 on the list, although it's not up much, but it is number 2 behind Tesla. Man, I think that's a good trade. Yeah, I mean, you got the support. My only problem with it is just my history with Apple, but I'll queue it up and maybe we'll see if we can maybe play it. The reason what I was saying was that, okay, so where would the stop be? Like 220, let's just say roughly. If I stopped at 220, where would I got to target for this to be worthwhile? 221.50. Probably more than that. Yeah, 221.75 would have to be the stop loss area or be the target area. Yeah. So I'll queue it. I'll be ready in case it breaks. Yeah, we'll play it potentially. But oh yeah, what the fuck did I just do here? And maybe I'm going way too far with that idea. So if you just do the math, okay, well it tagged the level and then it didn't break. If you do the math on it, let's say you got the breakout right here, and I stopped out under 220. Well, that's not going to matter anyway because that will not be a trade if that shit's going to be going on. You would need to look for at least 1.5 to 1. I would want to see 221 like 80, which is a lot. No, not that much. That's not that crazy. It could do that, but the stop loss probably should be higher. I don't know. We'll see what it does. We'll watch it. If it consolidates here and then eventually breaks it, maybe it's tradable, but I'm not going to force that. Actually, the S&P looks like a better trade than Apple right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, literally. Actually, you know what? That is very true. Look at that. I mean, it looks like a much better look. And then you would probably, or I would probably take which is happening right now, I would go stop here and then 1.5, which would be a target of approximately there, which is not that much. It's really not. They said that they were adding SPY soon. Not yet, but they're adding SPY to this platform, which is pretty freaking cool. I like that. Is there any news going on to it, like right now at this time? What is today? The third Wednesday. ISM services comes out. Yeah, I would wait. Yeah. Till 10 a.m. Because that could move us. You know, it's not worth it before that. A little too, you know, with a tight stop loss, you're asking for trouble at this time. I'll leave this idea up there, but I'm not trading that right now. At least 10 more minutes. How's Tesla look? Tesla could be a trade too if it consolidates like right in here, kind of below the pre-market high, and then breaks that consolidation. That could be a momentum trade to the upside today. So I'll be watching that maybe, but it's got to give me a look. Like I said, Apple could be good. But don't like I mean, I guess you do like that lower wick right there. You do. Because it did dip it, and now it's like right back. I think that this is going to have a good shot to go. But like we said, with the news coming out in 10 minutes, not that it's like hugely important. The market will move likely off of the back of that, and you just don't want to be like just entering a position. It's like, is it worth it? No, it's not. It's not worth. You know, it's just not worth it to me. But we'll watch. I think Apple has a good shot. If it makes it to 222, that would be awesome. That would be kind of like where I would be saying target wise makes sense if I traded that, if the timing worked out. But we'll see. Because otherwise, yeah. Nothing else looks interesting. Nvidia's trying to get going back up. No, yeah. Nothing else looked good to me. It's Apple, maybe Tesla, and then the S&P had a look. How's the NASDAQ? Yeah, S&P had a look too. Here's the S&P. 5 minute. Now, why is that interesting? Well, you zoom out, bigger time frames, and you could say, well, it's kind of a bull flag off of yesterday's pop. That's kind of what you're looking for. So, yeah, something to keep in the back of our minds. I should probably pull up my other brokers in case I did want to trade the S&P after 10 a.m. Okay, it's ready to go if we want it. I'll watch Apple for now, though. I think Apple has the best look. Yeah, there she goes. For now, though, my experience though with Apple has been kind of shitty. If I'm being honest, it's not been the best. It's definitely not been my favorite ticker. Nvidia last month, believe it or not, despite the month being pretty nasty, for me, I just filmed the recap yesterday for the June recap. Nvidia was my number one ticker, I think. Made the most money on Nvidia. And then silver was my number one loser. I lost the most money on silver. Which is interesting, because silver was, I think, the month prior, my number one. So it just kind of goes back and forth. Yeah, there she goes. Now, I'm curious to see. Now, I guess it could happen. It could get to that target that I was looking for before 10 a.m. But my question is going to be, what happens at 10 a.m. with these factory orders and ISM services, which I've seen move the market, add some volatility to the market. So if that's the case, then I'm going to be happy with my decision to sit back, and not touch it. Although at the same time, it could also, just like anything else, could send it up, and then who knows? And then you missed out on a trade. Well, it's all about what your risk management is like, right? At the end of the day, is it worth it to play that guessing game? Personally, I would say no. Tesla, though, is looking a little bit better, looking better and better for a potential upside break here. The more it consolidates, the more I like it. And I like where it's consolidating just under pre-market high. I think this is a really good spot. So that could be a trade to be had today, too. We'll watch. We'll see. But yeah, there's Apple. Looking pretty good. Apple, by the way, that is a new all-time high for Apple. New all-time highs. But yeah, back to the S&P quick. Still kind of, it broke that high there, but still kind of in this consolidation. So not a humongous fan of that look. But Apple looks good. Now S&P is pushing up, trying to break out. I like it, but I don't like the news at 10 a.m. So it's just not worth it to me until after 10 a.m. But then at the same time, you got to understand that then you may miss the setup altogether because it may be gone, too far gone by the time you want to get in, which is okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes, about a minute and a half until that report comes out. Promising. The probable trade, I would think, is going to be Tesla if the market is okay afterwards. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to set that up over here so that we're ready for it. And we're gonna play. Stop will be around 238 will be around where the stop is. The idea of if we'll see how the next few minutes goes, but that's what I'm thinking for now. If we get in, if it has to break out, so you would probably go 238 stop, and then target probably 241 at least. How's 241 look? Yeah, we'll see. Could be good. We have it queued and ready if we want it. Well, let's see what happens at 10 a.m. Ha! Holy shit, look at the S&P. That's why you don't fuck with that shit. I mean, in the grand scheme, this might just be kind of a blip, right? But is that enough to hit your take profit? And that, like, I don't know. You're playing the gamble, and that's why, when you're playing with tight stops and stuff, you got to be careful. That's huge. Upper and even lower wick, it's fucking massive. So it's just easy to get blown out of stops when you're doing that. Very, very easy. Yeah, I would not have been anywhere near where my target would have been if I traded it. So what would have happened would have been I would have gotten in it would have gotten like halfway to my target and then would have blown out my stop. And then a minute later would be like, well, we're right back to where it was before. Fuck. That's literally what would have happened. So it's like, is that worth trading? No, definitely not. Here's the news, by the way. ISM services PMI falls to 4-year low of 48.8. Estimate was 52.7. 4-year low sounds like a big deal, but I don't know how much of a deal that really is. Now, if you wanted to play it, it's worth it. But like, well, actually, Apple would have been okay. I guess Apple would have been okay because it just, you could have gotten in. It would have just back tested the breakout point, and that looks strong. So Apple would have been good. But I think Tesla is where my eyes are at. That is indeed where my eyes are at. So stop loss would be 237.75. Actually, now I'm thinking. And then take profit at 241 makes sense. No. Where the fuck am I pulling 241 up out of my ass? That's if it was right here. It's gonna need to be like 242 at least. I think. Am I missing something here? Let me see. So breakout above these highs, and then you play that entry. If you play the entry right here, let's say you get a 240 entry, just give or take a couple of cents. Stop loss 237.75. 242 would be about no, you need 243 or more. 243 would be the target, actually. 243 to 244 actually would be the target, not 242. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why does this seem off? Oh, no, I think we're good. We'll see if it breaks. Yeah, I like that trade the most out of anything I see. Apple still looks good, but I prefer Tesla if I can get it. Oop, she's breaking right now. Let's just adjust my sizing. That was loud. 237.75 is the area that I'm stopping. Yeah, 90. I could probably target a little higher, to be honest with you, than what I currently got, but I'm gonna leave it at 230, 243, like 20 for now. That's a good risk reward, I think, in my opinion. Still got to go pretty far, so we'll see. Pop the new high there. We'll see what happens. We're targeting right up in here. Just shy of a 1.5 to 1, roughly. Just shy. Looks good, but you know, we just have to be careful because, well, not I would say first off, Tesla been strong, so you're playing with the strength. Eventually, that moment will die out, but who knows when? I'm not in the game of guessing when. And if you are going to get action today, you've got 3 hours until market closes. There's a very good chance that that action is going to occur before noon. My guess, personally, my guess. So after like 10:30, not 11 a.m. Eastern, it's probably like, all right. If we haven't found anything, then no. So this would probably be the only trade that I like or I would see today as a viable option. Apple was one of the options. Could still say it was fine and be in it. I could. Not a bad trade. But I like my better bets on Tesla personally. That's just me though. So, new high a day. We'll see what she wants to do. I guess I can move this over here. We'll see what she wants to do. If we get above like if we tag 242, I'll move my stop loss to break even, and then I'll leave it, and then we'll walk away. Not really. I mean, I'll still be here, but that's kind of how I, tend to go about things. Give us the pop, Tesla, and then after you hit our target, you can just do whatever you want. I mean, I don't really care at that point. Seems solid so far, and it happened on volume too. The breakout candle, look at that candle on volume. Very nice volume on that compared to like the prior, 3 or 4 candles. So that's textbook of what I'm looking for. It is up a lot, so you can look at that, and some will say, and I used to say, well, it's up too much. I would short it. I would say it's overbought. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's probably overbought, but I much prefer playing the momentum trade than playing the reversal trade. That's me. I have just found it to work better for me. Maybe not for you. But, we're getting close to that 242 area. If we get that area, then I'll moving my stop to break even, but need to break above that level here. And why I do that is because at that point in time, like we have made it more than halfway to my target. I'm right on the idea. Like my trade is right. It worked. It's just, will we get the ultimate target? I don't know. I'm not going to lose on a trade that has been right, That's kind of my, take on why I do that. Some people like to scale out a certain way. That's a very viable, smart play to do as well. I agree with that idea. But, you got to figure out what works best for you. Alrighty. Well, check it out. There's Apple. So we're on the better bets, as I say. I like Tesla, better bets on Tesla than anything than especially given what it's been doing. Does it have to work? Nope. But better bets on big tests. That's what I tend to find. And it used to be that way for a while until Tesla kind of had its, period of being a bitch where it didn't really do anything for a while. But the Apple looks like shit now. I mean, that would have stopped me out now. So that kind of sucks. It got like pretty close. I mean, maybe, would it have been a stop out? Let's see. I was targeting what I have lost. My stop was going to be 220. So that would have hit, and I would have needed 222. 222 would be my target. So it didn't even get halfway there. No. So I would not have moved to break even. So that would have just been a full loss, which kind of sucks. That would have sucked ass. So better bets on Tesla, better bets on Nvidia. I like AMD. Those are better movers in my opinion. Apple is good. Don't get me wrong. On bigger picture, maybe swings, but day trades, I found that thing is like a little more choppy and a little bit more wonky than I like, than my liking. All right, we're approaching 242, about 25 cents away. We can pop it, then I'll move my stop to break even so we can't lose. I still think that there's a pretty good chance that this is going to be that. Well, not pretty good. I said that there's a decent chance that even if it does get above 242, it could be a back testing break even type of trade, because we got to take a step back and say, well, Tesla's up a fuck ton the past like 3-4 days specifically. It can pull back and chill at any time, and a pullback when you zoom out from 242 to 234 is still not a big deal given what it's done the past 2 weeks, So when you look at these shorter term time frames, like, you just got to be aware of the bigger picture, which it's up a lot, and you could get caught in that at any time. So you're playing that game. You're always well, that's why you manage risk, right? So getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. Tag in 242 is probably going to be a minor psychological level. It's a whole number. Not that it's a big deal, but it's right up against it. Pop it through. There's 242. It tagged it. I want to see it get above it for a second. Get above, bitch. Move it through. These have I don't have moving data, I feel like, to say for sure, but these have been a good and a bad thing at times. Moving that stop to break even is good because it is great downside protection. It's bad because there it is. Now that I'll move my stop up to break even. The couple times that you get it, the couple times that it happens and then you hit the stop and then it eventually goes to take profit, but it didn't hit your ultimate stop, and that has happened a lot too. And those situations suck ass. Like, I agree. What's my entry? 240, 240.01. That's crazy. I got that like almost 240 on the nose. All right, so now we can't lose on it, and it's a matter of just going one more dollar for our target. Simple as that. Which, by the way, if target hits, what do we make on this trade? 127.60, which is, I think, pretty fair. Pretty fair for the account. On a 10K account is the account size that I'm trading on for this trade. I could have traded this one on the 25K account, but I've been sticking, or my plan is to stick to only stocks in the this 10K account, and then I'm gonna get a bigger one very soon once I pass it. Which I'm like, this trade, if it works, I'm gonna be like, I'm literally one trade away. If the next trade happens to be a winner, then we pass. I think we pass the account. So we'll see. But approaching 243 now. I'm looking for just above that level. 243.20 is my target. Why 20? I don't know. Oh, there goes CRM. CRM's pushing up. No, I don't know. That would be if you zoom out in the bigger picture. Is there anything there that makes sense to be? Not really. It's more so just based off the range I'm seeing, and based off the consolidation and what we got essentially in this consolidation. That was a valid 1.6 to 1 risk reward that I felt like we can achieve. The larger, like 2 to 1 risk rewards, I would love, but that's more of like if my bigger picture daily chart is setting up, and the 5-minute chart setting up, and the stock's been consolidating and has not been up a ton as of late, then I'd look for the bigger risk rewards, or not. I just look for the bigger reward potential. There it is, target hit. So there's that. Trade history up in the top right. Let's just refresh that. Made 127.60 on it. The account balance, which is up in the top two, is currently $10,494. If I hit $10,600 in the account, then I pass the second phase. So it's literally one trade away. Because on a trade, I'll make over $100 on winners. So it's one trade away. Literally. Oh, let's push and try to get it done today. I mean, I'd love to. Don't get me wrong. Oh, that's actually a nice setup there. I'd love to, but I'm not going to force. This is a valid trade too, though. Right here on CRM. I like that. And honestly, I probably could trade it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, you could. What do you need on it? 262. That's not that crazy, if you ask me. Could be done. The breakout point is 260. Yeah, it's just below that level. Solid. It was a solid one. It was a good trade. Now Tesla, who knows what it wants to do from here? I don't really care, but it's up a frick ton again today, so this is the idea. I'm going to probably leave this one alone. I'm not going to touch that. I'm likely going to probably wrap up because we had a nice live trade and that was cool. And I'm done for the day. I'm probably going to be done for the week because I'll be away tomorrow and Friday. And I'll come back next week, and whatever trade next week we get that sets up. Holy fuck, is that? Holy shit. Tesla's almost going to 245. My target was, 243.20, and it's like another $2 up above that almost at this point. But yeah, knowing that we're one trade away is kind of cool, but also there's no reason to force, because you could, I could say, okay, let's fucking do it today. Let's go. CRM, let's go. You could say that, but I'm not playing that game. Been there like last week and the week before that, and it put me into a tough spot, so I'm going to leave it alone. Although it does look good. It does look good. I do like it. I do like CRM. Compared to the S&P, it looks pretty good. You jump out to the daily time frame. Oh, that looks like a pretty good setup on the daily time frame. You've got a volume. I mean, if I did it, it's not like it would be. I wouldn't be going. I'd be playing my exact strategy. I would. It's exactly what I like to look for. 4-hour chart. Oh my god, does look good. It does look good. So over the stop be to about $1.50 risk, and then you'd look for a $3 reward. So you're probably that's for a 2-to-1. I look for like a $2.50 reward. So 62.50, which is up here. You would go on the 1-hour chart. How far is that? That's still pretty far. Yeah, and we have less than 3 hours left in the day. So my gut is saying don't do it because there's not much time. Could totally do it. It could totally get there, but my gut's like just better stuff next week. With that said, I'm going to wrap things up for today. I will see you guys next week. I'll be out of town, so back in action on Monday for a Power Hour stream, I believe. And that's the plan. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out. Happy we got a winner because last week we had some losers. The week before that we had some losers. Happy we got a winner in there. And cool. See ya. Enjoy your 4th of July. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week.